If you're about to build a website and you want to make it easy on yourself, you want it to be easy to use, you want it to be reliable and inexpensive, well, you're in the right spot, because I'm going to walk you through step by step how to create a WordPress website. I've been building my websites on WordPress since 2008, and I'm about to show you how to do it too. Let's dive right in. To start, you're going to need a website host, a place to host your website on the internet. And I like hostinger.com. If you go to hostinger.com/SPI and use the code SPI at checkout, you're going to save even more. And as you can see here by the deals, it's very inexpensive. And WordPress is great because it comes with a lot of support and plugins and customization options over time. When you go down here and add to your cart, use the business one because it comes with things like WooCommerce if you ever choose to sell something down the road, and also AI tools that we're going to show you later in this video. So just hit add to cart and go through this process, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, that was easy. Now we're going to answer some questions. This will be for myself. Do you want to create or migrate a website? We're going to create it. Create login details for WordPress account. So WordPress is the blogging platform that we'll be building our website on. It requires separate information to the ones that we just did to sign up for Hostinger, but we can use the same email and the same password if we want to, just make it complicated. What type of website do you want to build? Let's build a blog. You can choose from any of these, and that'll help determine kind of what the styling of the website might look like. Next, how do you want to start building your blog? I'm going to choose pre-built templates because I want to make this easy. You could go a little bit more customized on standard themes, but we can always change things and customize as we go. So we're just going to go there, choose your blog template, and why don't we choose and preview childcare blog? Sure, this one looks a little bit more the style that I'm going for. And again, you can choose the one that might be best for you. So I'm going to click use this template. You want pre-selected plugins for your blog. So if you've never done this before, a plugin is a way for you to easily inject a bunch of crazy complicated code on your website to do certain things. This way, you don't even need to know how to code. You can just plug it in, hence the word plugin. So I'm going to click yes, please. I just want things to be as easy as possible. Some of these things you're not even going to need to use right away. But again, we want to remove as much friction as possible. We're going to install these things and hit next. Do you want to generate blog content with AI? Enter your brand name and describe it in a few sentences. Our AI will use it to generate original content tailored specifically to you. So this is really neat and a unique feature with Hostinger here. You can get a little bit of help with the content. Again, if you've never done this before, you can add some things. Again, you could change and update things later, but we're going to use this system to make it as easy as possible for us. Brand name, Pat loves chocolate, which I really do. You want to know how much? I got literally chocolate right in front of me right here. This is a adventure with Pat Flynn as he explores different types of chocolate from all around the world. Specifically, he focuses on healthier, non-heavy metal chocolates that also taste great. There are some heavy metals in some chocolates. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to hit next and just see what happens. Hey, and really quick, the domain name is free. If you're going through this process through Hostinger, they actually include a free domain name valued at $9.99, or up to that at least. And that is a huge value add coming in from Hostinger. So be sure to use the code SPI at checkout, and we'll go from there. So let's continue on. What domain name do you want to use for this website? So if you already have a domain name, you can use it and you can kind of go from there. Now, I don't have a domain name for Pat Loves Chocolate yet, so I'm going to go with that. patloveschocolate.com, and it's going to explore and see if there are any of these things available. So look at that. patloveschocolate.com is available for $4.99 for the first year, which is a pretty decent price. You might find that some of the domains that you might want are already taken or very expensive. You can just add modifier words or different, I can use .tech or .me, which may or may not be cheaper. I'm just going to go with patloveschocolate.com and go from there. All right, and while that's registering, this is a very, very simple process here. Just doing this all through Hostinger, which is really nice. Typically, you'd have to get your domain somewhere else and then have to connect them. Doing it all in one spot is really great. Where is your blog target audience? Why is it asking this? It's important because this is where it's going to understand where to serve and host your website from, and this affects the load time and page speed for those users. So you can just take a general guess. You don't have to be spot on, but I'm just going to hit Arizona because that's pretty close to me. And now it's installing WordPress. While I'm waiting, I'm going to have a little piece of chocolate. All right, now we have patloveschocolate.com. We are in what's called the back end or the administrative area for our website here in Hostinger. And we can actually look at the website right now, and let's just see what it looks like. I have no idea what is on here yet. Child care expert. My wife might disagree with that. But anyway, let's go back to the back end here. And what we want to do from here is go into our WordPress admin panel. This, what you're seeing, is the back end of Hostinger, where you can take care of your domain and any billing and anything like that. But specifically for the website and the design and what you put on it, that happens all in now WordPress. And WordPress is typically going to be the place where you log in to adjust and add text and customize your website now. All right, we are now inside of the WordPress panel. Now, over time, you're going to get very familiar with the left-hand side here, which is where you navigate to your blog posts and your pages and your comments and such, changing the appearance of the website. We'll do some basic stuff for you so that you can move on your own from here. However, Hostinger does a great job of walking us through the beginning processes here with a little checklist. And if you get lost, you can always go back to the Hostinger Get Started area, and you can pick up right where you left off. So first, we're going to upload a logo, and you can actually create one using their AI logo maker, which is really neat. But I'm going to go to the logo area and upload it and show you how to do that right now. So we're going to go to Customize Page and upload your logo. I can click this button to take me there, so I'm going to do that. Now, what's nice about this is it's pretty intuitive. You can kind of go to different areas here and adjust them. So I'm going to click on this little pencil thing up here in the left-hand corner, and that'll take me to the logo, as you can see. And I'm going to change the logo to one that I just created for this demonstration, and it's called Pat Loves Chocolate. All right. So from here, I'm going to hit select, and we are good to go. So as you can see, it's that easy. So now if I actually publish this, and I could actually go to patloveschocolate.com right now, check it out. The logo's already there. So you can do this in piecemeal, kind of just change one thing after another after another. Now this is very strange, childcare expert, but Pat also loves chocolate. That's how you become an expert. You give kids a bunch of chocolate. Anyway, you can kind of go through the different parts of your website in a very similar way. Now, coming back to this customization area, you might start to explore, and you can see I can change some of these things like the links and the menu and whatnot, but it's not going to be a setup where you can kind of click here and change things. These are all based on the pages and the posts that are on the website, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm going to click out of this and get back to my tutorial, because we want to go back, and if you ever get lost, just hit up your admin panel just like that. And since our logo is done, I'm going to hit got it, and we are moving on to the next spot, edit post description. So go to posts in the left sidebar, which is over here, then edit post to choose a post that's already there, and we can edit it. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go to posts. Look at that. We already have some blog posts in here that were written for us as samples. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend just publishing these, but we can look at them to see what they look like. And I'm going to click view. And look at that. There's already some content on the website that, again, the AI put in there for us. It also says appointment up here, which is not necessarily what we want. So we're going to adjust all these things to get to a nice stopping point so that you can move forward and adjust things in the way that you want. So I'm going to go back. And the way that I would want to edit these posts is very simple. I can hit edit. And this is what's called the block editor. So I can come down here and adjust some of this content. So let's go, Pat loves chocolate more than you know. And let's just hit update. And quite simply, if we hit this to preview, Pat loves chocolate more than you know. And this would be a blog post, for example. If we come back here and go back, we'll see that these are, again, published, but sample blog posts. How do we see them on the website? Well, let's go to the homepage. Let's go to blog. This looks like a blog post. I can see the text right here. Pat loves chocolate more than you know. So this would be an example of a blog post. And what's really cool is they give you a number of different blog posts already that you can actually just adjust and change. So you don't have to think about, okay, well, how do I start filling in this thing from blank? You can just replace some of the content that's there already. Now, if you wanted to delete some of these, you can trash them or hit this and bulk trash the amount of blog posts that you want. If you wanted to create a new blog post, for example, I'll show you how to do that. Again, we're here in posts. I'm going to hit add new post, add a title. This is my new blog post. Hit type. Thanks for being here today. You're awesome. I'm going to hit type again. I can add another section or another image or a heading. First, let's talk heavy metals. I don't know why I'm focusing on the heavy metals part of this, But as you can see, I can just write and format my blog posts as I go. Heavy metals are located naturally in your chocolate, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure you spell things correctly. Anyway, don't want to get too bogged down with that. But let's say, for example, I also wanted to add an image. If you want to pull a file from your computer, just hit upload. But what's really cool is in the media library, where all your uploaded files are already at, you can actually click on free images, and you get access to free, royalty-free images that you can use for your website, like this. Chocolate. And let's see what we can pull up. Let's pull, well, those are coffee beans, but this one's a nice one. And we're going to save and insert. And from here, you can adjust the size of this if you'd like, just by clicking on little edge here, which is really cool. I can center this if I'd like by going to this area here and hit align and do, I can do align center if I wanted to. And we can go from there. So actually, let me hit update. And let's go back to the blog and see what that looks like. There we go. Very nice. And if I wanted to just continue with text down below, I just hit enter after here or hit the next block. And let's add another paragraph. This is a new paragraph. And that was a page, and that was some images. I already showed you how to do the images. Now, before we finish up, let's go into site title. We want to make sure that our site is set up for success when it comes to Google and how people find it, what people see when they find it, all those kinds of things. So edit site title, go to customize page and access the site identity and edit title. So let's go to customize page. We were there once before. And we're going to go to site identity. And this is what's going to change what people see when they find us on Google, for example. Before we finish also, we're going to make sure to change the page here on the front. But site title and logo settings, we've already done the logo. But if we scroll down a little bit, here's the site title. I don't want it to be titled my domain name. I'm going to do Pat Loves Chocolate. And then I'll also do a journey through healthy, sweet living. I just made that up. All right. Let's see. The title is not going to be seen because it's sort of on what's called the backend, or it is metadata. Tagline, maybe I can add the tagline there instead. And there we go. Let's hit publish. Again, that doesn't change anything, but it helps with what people might see in Google. Speaking of, we're going to go to a couple more places before we finish up. Let's go into pages. And this is where we're going to adjust the home page as we saw. And I'm not a childcare expert per se, so I'm going to go to home and front page and hit edit. And this is where we go to adjust a lot of this stuff. We can change and update these images in the background. Right here, we're going to do, let's do Pat Loves Chocolate. Welcome to my website where we're going to explore the world of chocolate and healthy and happy snacking. The contact us button, I might not want that. I might have some, email list that I want a person to subscribe to. Subscribe here. I could change the link here on the right-hand side. This is where you can adjust the button and the styling and the, let's see if I wanted to change the link to that. Go to general, and this is the link. Hostinger.com/SPI. That's the affiliate link. You can open it in a new window and adjust it from there. I can click to learn more to take us down a little bit further on the page if we wanted to. Here's some of our blog posts that if we wanted to do, I can link to those blog posts specifically. But right now, I'm going to just try to replace this image and then publish, and we'll see what it looks like. Hopefully, it looks a little bit different. Okay, once you get that adjusted, I got the text adjusted. Let's change Welcome to Buka to Who Else Loves Chocolate? Pat Loves Chocolate. That's funny. Okay, let's go and adjust this image here. So to find this, we're going to click on the homepage area here, and I'm going to hit Style. And this is where you're going to see this background image and where you can do and change some settings for it. I'm just going to change the image really quick. And remember, I'm not trying to optimize this right now. I'm just trying to show you how to adjust these things. Look at that. Pat Loves Chocolate. I can change the position here and move it down or up. This is the Y position. If I wanted to change the left and right side position, I can have it there and it kind of floats in the background, which is really cool. Let's hit update and refresh. Hey, that does not look too bad. Now, you might be wondering, well, what happens if a person comes on a mobile device? What might it look like? Well, what's really nice about WordPress is it gives us a number of different ways to see what those stylings might look like. And all I have to do is click up here and hit View on mobile, and you're going to see it be adjusted. And this is really important why I'm showing it to you, because the settings for mobile are sometimes different than the settings on desktop. And if you make a change on the WordPress desktop, you want to make that change also. So we're going to do that right here with the background image too, just like we did. Background change image. Let's use this guy and hit select. And we can change the position here on what it might look like for a person who visits us on a mobile setup. I'm going to hit update, and that should work on a mobile device now at this point. Now, the last thing I'm going to share you, if we go back to the homepage, is these links up here. This takes us to, for example, a babies page. If I go to the babies page, it's a list of the categories of blog posts that were written about babies. Sensory play is another category or menu item. So let's go back to here, and I'll show you how to adjust some of those things. But first, let's go to the dashboard, posts, categories. So you can see this is where the categories are. Again, I went to post categories. We have babies. We have sensory play. If I hit on babies, you see that this is the parent category for any posts that are written about babies. Now, when you write a post, for example, if I go back to that blog post I wrote earlier, I can categorize it right here on the right-hand side. If I say, for example, categorize this as babies, you can put it into as many categories as you want, and I hit update. This will now, if I hit babies, now it's here. So this is how we do this. And so how do we adjust the menu up here on the top? Let's do that by going back to our customization area in Appearance and Customize. And we're going to go to Menus. And this is the header. So this is what's called the header, where your logo lives, but also all of these links. And as you can see, this is where home is, blog, babies, sensory play, and contact. So they do adjust. And if I can just drag and drop and move it, you'll see it changes here as well. Oop, I made it a sub item. I didn't want to do that. Babies, let's put contact after home. I can remove these as well. If I just hit this icon down there and hit remove, I can remove that. It doesn't remove it as a page or a category. It just removes it from the menu at the top. So this is, again, a category, and I selected babies as a category. This one is a posts page. Now, let's say I wanted to add another menu item. So let's add menu item, and I can add a new page if I wanted to. South American chocolate. So I'm going to add that, and that is a page now. Let's go back here. Oop, I want to make sure I publish this. You can see it says South American chocolate. So what happens if I click on that? It goes to a page that has nothing on it. So we can go back to pages, all pages. We should see South American chocolate here. Edit. Here we go. We can build this out. This is a static page. It's not like a blog post where there can be comments and things like that. It's just a page of information. Let's say I wanted one of these links to go to my podcast, which lives somewhere else. Really easily, I'm going to add another item. Go to custom links. Let's do smartpassiveincome.com/podcast. And link text podcast. Add to menu. And now it's there. And I can adjust this, and let's put it after home. There, and let's publish that, and there we go, podcast. And if I click on this, because of that link I just put up there, it should go to the website, smartpassiveincome.com, and there's our podcast. This is a really, really quick rundown of some of the things that you can do right away after you set up your WordPress website. You saw how quickly we set up that website. We set it up in less than 2 minutes after registration, but the customization stuff that you do here is what's going to give your site personality. It's when you start to add text and all those things. And there's obviously a lot more tutorials, not just from me, but a lot of people here on YouTube, as well as on the Hosting or Knowledge Base, to help you start to piece these things together and make them look great and customized to what it is that you are doing and the message and things that you want to share with the world. So check it out. If you want to set this up really quick for yourself, please use our affiliate link at hostinger.com/SPI. And you can use the code SPI to save a little bit when you check out. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this. Subscribe because we got a lot more tutorials coming your way. I'll see you later. Thanks.